2 weeks ago, the United States government did something it had never done before. It reached into a private company and pulled a Frontier AI model offline just 3 days after launch. I made a whole video about it. Well, today that banned model is back. But how they brought it back is the part almost nobody is talking about. And it tells you who is really in charge of AI now. Let me show you what actually happened. Quick recap, in case you missed it. On June 12th at 5:21 in the evening, Anthropic, the lab behind Claude, got a directive from the U.S. government citing national security. The order: suspend all access to two of its newest models, Fable 5 and Mythos 5. Not throttle them, not restrict them to some countries. Shut them off for everyone. The stated reason was a jailbreak, a method someone had reportedly found to bypass the model's safety guardrails. And Anthropic complied within hours. But they did not agree. Their words: they disagreed that a narrow potential jailbreak should be reason to recall a commercial model already deployed to hundreds of millions of people. Overnight, a product millions relied on just vanished. Now here's the turn. It didn't come back all at once. On June 26th, the Commerce Department cleared Mythos 5, but only for a small group of trusted partners, cyber defenders, and infrastructure providers. The public still got nothing. Then, on June 30th, the bigger domino fell. The government lifted the export controls on Fable 5, and Anthropic confirmed it returns globally on July 1st. That's today across Claude.ai, Claude Code, and its platform. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said they had worked closely to, quote, analyze and approve Fable 5 to strengthen America's leadership in AI. 18 days offline, and then back. So, happy ending, right? The model's back, the crisis passed. Here's the part they leave out. Number 1, they didn't actually fix the model. What changed is that Anthropic bolted a new safety classifier on top, a filter that blocks the exact technique Amazon found in about 99% of cases. The model underneath is the same one they pulled. So it didn't get smarter or safer, it just got a filter in front of it. And 99% is not 100. Number 2, it's not fully back. Mythos 5 is still locked to a handful of approved partners. And number 3, the big one. This whole episode built a process. Frontier models can now be switched off by directive, reviewed behind closed doors, and switched back on, approved customer by customer. That machinery didn't exist a month ago. Now it does, and it isn't going away. And this is the shift almost no one is naming. For 2 years, the AI story was a race between companies. OpenAI versus Anthropic versus Google. That's not the top of the pyramid anymore. Sitting above all of them now is a government review process that can decide which frontier models ship, to whom, and when. This isn't a one-off either. When OpenAI previewed its next model, GPT 5.6, it went out the same way as a limited government-coordinated release approved in stages. So the pattern is already repeating across labs. The lesson from Fable 5 isn't that a model came back. It's that we now live in a world where a frontier AI can be turned off by an order on a Tuesday evening and turned back on when the paperwork clears. A kill switch exists now. That's the real news. So, worth the hype or just hype? Here's the honest verdict. If you just want to use these models, this is genuinely good news, fast, and it shows the system can correct itself instead of killing a product forever. But if you build on top of these models, understand what changed under your feet. The tool you depend on can now be legally switched off overnight, with no warning and no clear reason, and switch back on the same way. So 2 things to take with you. 1, don't build your entire business on a single frontier model you don't control, because access is now a policy decision, not just a business one. 2, when a story ends with its back, always ask the second question, back on whose terms? The model returned. The leverage that pulled it did not. So here's my question for you. Should any government be able to switch a commercial AI model on and off like this for safety? Yes or no? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. And I'm running a 30-day test right now. ChatGPT versus Claude versus Gemini. Real work, free versions, to find which one is actually worth it. Subscribe so you don't miss the verdict. See you in the next one.